This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
All right. Another special episode of Capes and Lunatics. I am Phil, been throwing a lot of extras at you, but you know what? Let's cut that. All right, let's get to this. Because, again, I'm honored with a very special guest, Miss Parry Adams.
Hello.
Hello. It's been a while since you've been on here. I think it's been like over 2 years.
That sounds right.
Yeah, because I believe it was sometime in 2017. I was like, wow, I'm like, it's been that long?
It feels a little bit like too long since I've talked to you.
Yes. So, I mean, if you listen back then, you've heard Parry's journey, or even if you're a newer listener, you can go over to Set Lusting Bruce and hear her and Jesse talk about music and musicals and
Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen, of course. Yes. He works Bruce into everything.
Of course.
Oh, I just that's why I put you together. I'm like, okay, the music connection, I know they'll get along. I'm like, oh, I know he loves whiskey, so I'm like, there.
Well, we had a long conversation about whiskey.
Yeah, I listened to the interview this morning. It was great. But all right, so you're back because
I am finally trying to finish the rest of my album that I've been working on for now 2 years. So I put together a Kickstarter, and so I'm in the middle of that campaign right now for Kickstarter to help me fund the rest of the making of my album. I thought I was going to be able to do it by myself, but no man is an island, so neither am I.
Studio time and everything's expensive, huh?
It is, yes.
I just know all the pain, all the work that goes into just putting up a little podcast. I can just imagine like doing an album and everything.
Well, I've gotten to the point where, like the major piece is done. I've done the recording of it, but I still have to get it mixed and mastered, and then get a PR campaign behind it so that people can actually listen to it. That would be awesome. Packaging for the CDs and getting distribution and all of that stuff. So, just trying to raise a couple more dollars so that I can accomplish that.
And yes, and I'll put in the show notes how to get to the Patreon, and I'll put that single you sent me at the end of this episode. But I guess every time you write music, it's personal, but I guess this album is like more personal than even your previous works?
Yes. So all of the songs that I did for this album are they're very personal. I mean, they're all about different breakups that I've been through, different relationships, like not necessarily romantic, but so definitely very personal. A little bit more personal than the last album, only because I didn't do any co-writes for this album.
Okay.
These are all original, only me works. It's definitely a little personal, but that's okay, because I feel like the things that I feel, other people have felt them too. So let's get a little club together of all the people who feel the same things. That would just be fantastic, don't you think?
Oh yeah, and I mean, it's not all breakups because it's Whiskey Aftermath. I know you haven't broken up with whiskey.
No. Absolutely not. Who would want to break up with whiskey? Well, I mean, some people might want to break up with whiskey.
Some people might have to, but yeah.
That's okay. I'm not one of those people.
No.
We have a long and loving relationship, and no abuse happening there. So I think we're good.
So how do you get the original idea to put out like this very personal work?
Well, it's a little bit nerve-wracking putting it out there to everyone, just because it is personal. I mean,
but a lot of times that like works out because I mean, look at like, was it Taylor Swift does like breakup songs, which I'm sure are very personal when they like go to the top of the charts. So
they do. But you know, I mean, I think anything that you write or that you create and you put out there, it's like my baby, and there's so much criticism, and with that comes a little bit of fear of, oh God, people are going to hate it, or oh God, I have all these feelings and nobody's going to feel the same way I do. But I mean, I have played the songs for a couple of people, and I have not gotten that reaction. So it gives me just a little bit more courage to just put it out there for everyone.
I think, you know, yeah, it is probably, I'm sure it's a very intimidating, but just, I'm sure it's going to strike people are going to find, you know, very personal, very deep songs. People find meaning in it from their own lives.
Absolutely. I mean, my inspiration for this one, I mean, I'd say there's a couple that are specifically about breakups, but there's at least a couple in there about the search for love, the lack of love. So it really is a record of love songs, whether it be romantic love or otherwise. So, yeah, but it's definitely personal. And I like, my hope is that other people, find something in it that strikes a chord with them.
Like I said, I'm sure it will. But like the single you sent me that I'll put on the end of this, My Name, what is that all about?
So I was going through a breakup at the time, when I actually wrote this, and I started thinking about, well, you know, I was with this guy for 3.5 years. And that's a long time to be with another person and to like get them ingrained in your life. And then suddenly they're not there anymore. And I was trying to figure out, who am I without this person constantly in my life? And this song was born out of that wondering. And from my perspective, it doesn't even necessarily need to be a romantic love, because I feel like I go through this same cycle anytime, like someone dies, or, you know, I go through another breakup, or just a friend and I decide we're not going to be friends anymore. You know, all sorts of those things that happen when suddenly somebody's not in your life anymore. And who are you without that person? And figuring out how to be fine with yourself without having that person in your life.
See, this is why I think this is going to go big. I mean, this is no fakeness. I mean, there's actually, you know, look at this emotion behind you. And I feel like I'm bumming you out. You know, you and Jesse were just like, oh yeah, where'd you go drinking? Yeah. What's your favorite musical? Yeah.
Well, I mean, different guys, different conversations, you know.
I guess, yeah. But again, I mean, this is going to talk to everybody. Everyone's going through breakups, and
absolutely.
And it's, I feel like I'm bumming you out. It's just...
No, not at all.
Okay.
I love talking about this stuff because the more I talk about it, the more I do find people who say, yes, I know what you're talking about. You are not alone.
And is it hard because, I don't want to say, well, does everyone take a backseat to your art?
I would say yes and no. A lot of my art is born from not conflict, but it's born from struggles, different struggles that we all go through. So a lot of my art is born from that, which, breakups, it's like fuel for the fire. But I did find that with that particular breakup, I hadn't really written anything for 3 years while we were together. And, I did write a love song, which is on the album. And I found that, I should probably never write love songs about people who exist that I'm really in a relationship with, because I feel like it's a Michael Bublé syndrome. Like, he's written several popular love songs about two that I can think of, maybe 3, but 2 that I can think of, where he is no longer with those women. And it's like the song became popular and they broke up. So I feel like if I write a love song about someone and I'm actually with that person, then we will immediately break up. So I think I've decided that I will only write love songs about fictional people going forward.
Can you make it general or like change the names to, protect the innocent or the guilty or whatever?
Never name drop.
That's what I'm saying. Keep it general and,
I love Taylor Swift, but I feel like every guy that she's ever written a song about knows exactly that it's about them.
Too many details, or is it just like now she dates like famous guys, so it's like
I think at the beginning it was details.
Yeah.
Now it's probably the latter.
Yeah, because they're they're both so high profile. Then like 5 minutes after they break up, a song comes out.
It's like, oh, yeah, I know who this one's about. But yeah, so there is at least one happy song on this album, so it's good. A little bit of balance in there.
From what I've heard is good. It doesn't all have to be happy cheery songs.
I agree. I have a tendency to love singer-songwriters just because I love emotional songs. And there are a lot of pop songs that are emotional, but at the same time, there are a lot of pop songs that are just mind-numbing.
Yes.
Not really about anything. Just mind-numbing. And I'm not so into those.
Well, and again, a lot
I like
of the
people to make me cry.
well, a lot of the pop songs too, like other people write them and then someone else performs them too, so they have no attachment to those.
I think they try to have attachment to the songs, but sometimes it's not quite the same.
No, because it's like exactly what every word means and
why I put it there.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. You're literally pouring your heart and soul out there.
Yes. Well, at least trying.
All right. Let's cheer this up a little bit. No, I was interested when I know you and Jesse were talking about the Patreon goals.
The Kickstarter goals.
Oh, yes, the Kickstarter. I'm sorry. Yes.
That's okay. Yes. So we've got a bunch of tiers all the way from $5 up to $5,000. Not that I would tell anyone that they couldn't donate more than $5,000, because the more you donate, the more things I can accomplish with the money. So we're trying to get to goal number 1 so that I can finish the album. Goal number 2, the stretch goal, would get me to, I'd get merch to sell at the shows, and I'd put together maybe get some band members to tour with me. because that's expensive. And we like to pay our fellow musicians because they deserve money for being a professional musician. We've got some stretch goals in there to really make the live show special. So $5, I will do a unicorn dance party to the tune of Dancing Queen by ABBA in my living room. Yeah. Solo unicorn dance party because redheads are unicorns. So I'm a unicorn. And $5,000 is an executive producer spot, but we've got $15 if you want a digital download, $25 if you want to do a signed CD and a download. But the way Kickstarter works is you will get the digital download and the signed CD for anything above the signed CD. And so there's the option. I'll paint you a piece of artwork. I will build you a ukulele. I will crochet you something. Could be a hat and scarf set or a sweater. There are many options for you to choose from in that particular category because I have a lot of different patterns. So, so there's innumerable rewards. You can do a live concert experience where you'll get 2 tickets to a show that's near you, and you'll also get 2 of the signed CDs and a digital download for that particular experience. I've got some house concert levels out there. If you want me to come to your house and sing for all of you and your friends, we can have a good time.
I saw that. It was like one of the higher tiers, I think. But if I had that money, I'd be like, hey, I'm doing an episode. I need a house band. Just sit behind me and
Perfect. Yes.
People can watch you sing, and then while you're not singing, you'll be back there crocheting for someone else. Or
it's a good possibility. I think we should work on this episode.
Did you ever think of giving people songwriting lessons or anything?
That is actually one of the rewards as well.
Oh, okay.
It's called Eat, Drink, Write, where we'll get together for an afternoon and we'll chat through things and maybe have something to eat, maybe get some coffee, or any other sort of beverage if that's an option. And then we'll sit down and we'll write a song together. We could, that the other person could sing or I could sing, and we could do it on the ukulele or like a guitar that they have hanging out in the back of their closet. But yeah, that is an option. I would absolutely love to write a song with you.
And come on, people, send her some money, get the unicorn video, get a ukulele, something. That way, when she's big and famous, you can be like, oh, hey, look, I got a pair, before she got big, Perry Adams made me this ukulele. Come on.
Absolutely.
And when she gets famous, that's going to be worth a lot of money.
Absolutely. It will be priceless up until then. So even if you can't donate, share the link for people. Share it with all your friends who you think would be moved by my music, or who are akin to, what I believe in, that love really does heal all wounds. Even if you can't donate, please share. Share with all your friends. Click the link 800 times a day.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I did hear you telling Jesse. Yeah, the more times the link is clicked,
yes,
Kickstarter shares it more, puts it up front. Okay.
So I can get higher up on their pop music list, or they'll maybe put me on their recommended list.
Oh,
that would be nice. Projects we love. I'd like to be part of those lists. So yeah, that's what we're working towards. So if you can't donate, no big deal. Please share.
Wow. Yeah. So come on, people, go out and
share it to
Yes.
the end of the world.
Costs you nothing.
If it was flat, if the world were flat, it would be really a whole lot easier to share it to the ends of the world. So unfortunately, we're going to have to just wrap it around the world like 9 or 10,000 times.
Hey, I know some people around the world. So, hey, Ray. Yeah, I see you there in Australia. Share this, okay?
Yes, do it.
No, he's a good man. He probably, I'm sure he will.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah.
all right. And anything. All right. What do you do when you're not? Well, I'm sure this takes up most of your time now. But what other? What else makes you happy besides singing and songwriting?
Oh, I mean, spending time with my kittens. So I just got 2 kittens in October.
Oh.
This is a very sleepy griffin right here. So they make me happy. And I just bought them Christmas sweaters because I've turned into that lady apparently. So I'm going to be posting pictures of them in their Christmas sweaters.
Mom, is that you?
Oh, it's utterly hysterical. I mean, my family makes me happy. Always. I've got 10 nieces and nephews, so there's a lot to keep up with there, and they're constantly making me laugh. So, that's also a lot of fun. I started a little while ago princessing for children's birthday parties and corporate events. So that takes up some time on the weekends, and because it's the holiday season right now, I will be out around Pittsburgh doing professional Christmas caroling.
Oh,
yes. I did that earlier tonight, so that was fun. A lot of fun. But that all involves, the singing and the performing, and can't get enough.
I mean, do you want to promote where they can find you for princessing? Because I'm sure, that makes you a valuable Disney princess if you can sing also.
Absolutely. The company that I work for is called Fairy Tale Princess Visits. And the next big thing that we're doing isn't until March. We're going to do a Princess Ball in the South Hills of Pittsburgh at the Crowne Plaza. I'm not sure when tickets are going on sale for that, but I'll definitely be sharing it on social media. So all my ladies out there, you don't even have to have children to come to it. I mean, if you have a little girl or a little boy that you want to bring to the Princess Ball, absolutely. Feel free to bring them. But honestly, I feel like there have been groups of ladies who just wanted to come to a Princess Ball because we didn't really have those things when we were little. And who doesn't want to be at a ball with princesses and feel like royalty themselves? I mean, I don't know anybody who doesn't want to do that. I know even you want to do that, Phil.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes. No, I was just thinking, Disney owns Marvel now, so I'm sure there's,
Oh, yes. We do have Marvel characters in our lineup. I don't play any of them, which is interesting. But I don't currently play any of the Marvel characters.
Tell them you want to do Black Widow. She's a redhead.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, I love her. I love her so much.
And she's getting her own solo movie. It's coming out in May.
Yes.
So
it's very exciting. I look forward to it.
There you go. Be like, hey, I don't need a wig. Just
curl my hair. I'm ready.
But no, I thought there'd be big demand because isn't Frozen 2 out?
Yes.
Yes.
Frozen 2 is out. It's amazing. Honestly, I wasn't sure what it was going to be like. Because Frozen, the original, is so ingrained.
Yeah.
And I mean, the popularity was craziness. But we went and saw it opening weekend. And I mean, it's gorgeous, number one. Number two, like, I was listening to the songs throughout the movie, and of course there are a couple of real tearjerkers. But we got to the end of the film, and my friend looks at me and she says, "Okay, so what was your favorite song?" And I couldn't pick one.
Wow.
But I'm going to have to listen to this soundtrack about 800 times before I can tell you what my favorite song is. And the interesting part is that, I mean, I've listened to the soundtrack a lot so far, because we have started doing Frozen 2 princess parties.
Mm-hmm.
So I keep listening to it, and I keep finding different things about each of the songs that I just love. And I mean, it's been a couple days since I've actually listened to the soundtrack, but as I'm walking around my apartment or doing things, I find myself singing the songs, which I think is pretty awesome. But you know, I like to sing to myself, so if you don't like to sing to yourself, you might not want to go and see this movie. But who doesn't love to sing to themselves?
Okay, here's a question. Do you ever sing your own songs to yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially when I'm practicing things and I need to remember the words. It's been a theme for me that like new songs that I'm singing, I mean, even some of the really old ones that I sing, I'll get to a certain part and I'm like, wait, crap, I forgot the words. It seems like no matter how much I practice, there's always that moment in the show where I'm just having way too much fun, and then I forget the words.
So, I mean, everyone's experienced where you get someone else's song stuck in your head. Can you get your own song stuck in your head?
Yes. Especially the new ones, like the ones that I've just written. So outside of the album project, I just did the Acoustic Guitar Project, which is this global project. I think it involves 55 cities around the globe. And each city has their own acoustic guitar, and they choose 5 people every year. You have to pick up the guitar, and you have 7 days to write a song and record it. And then you pass the guitar to the next of the 5 people that were chosen that year. So I just finished that project in October, and we finally got it uploaded this past week. But that song will pop into my head as I'm just walking around, because I think it's funny, mostly because it's true. It's called Idiocy, and it is about men who hit on women at bars who are not there to be hit upon. So, and you know, they don't really get the hint. But yeah, so that was a lot of fun to write. I mean, 7 days. It feels like it's not a lot of time, but at the same time, it is a lot of time to write a song. But I've also written a song in an hour before. So I just feel like when inspiration strikes, it's really hard for me not to sit down and just write it all out. And you know, with a deadline, that guitar still sat in my apartment and looked at me for 4 days before I got my nugget of inspiration. So I still only wrote it in 2 days. But yeah, it was a really fun project, and that song still gets stuck in my head.
Where can we hear? Is that song anywhere? Is it like online somewhere? Or?
It is. It's the Acoustic Guitar Project .com. I actually just shared the link on my Facebook. I can send that link over to you.
Okay. Or I was going to say, I can even look on your Facebook page, see if I can find it, because I'll put that in the show notes too.
Okay. Yeah. I was actually surprised because I just joined the Pittsburgh Songwriter Circle. Was it at the beginning of this year? Yeah, it was at the beginning of this year. I joined the Songwriter Circle, and I love Songwriter Circles just because they're filled with such a variety of people, and they're all so supportive of one another, even if you're not writing in the same style that they do. So I was on their Songwriter Collective album and sang harmonies for a bunch of people. So it's been a lot of fun.
Sounds like it. See, people, she's not some phony, she's into the music. The music is her.
I am the music. The music is me.
With the acoustic guitar thing, I mean, was it like just more pressure because you had a deadline? When you're doing your own, it's just like, okay, I'll get it done on my terms.
It was definitely more pressure. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like the people who were talking about it online, I felt like they felt way more pressure than I did.
Oh.
Based on how they were talking. I was like, no, it really wasn't that big of a deal. We only have 7 days.
I just thought of stupid men and it just came right to me.
Yes, apparently I'm that girl.
Hey, like I said, Taylor Swift built a career on it, so.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely an interesting experience. And to look back at the other people in Pittsburgh who I know have done the project, there are some really awesome musicians who have been part of the project. So I was super honored to even be asked. Wait, there was something else that popped into my head because of that, and now I don't remember what it was. Well, it mustn't have been that important, huh?
So what, if you go on this website that they have everyone's song on there?
They do. And it goes back to several years. I'm not sure exactly how far back it goes. That was the other thing. So I got asked to do this project, and I started talking to a friend of mine in New York. And I told her that I was doing it, and she said, "Oh yeah, my husband's done that a couple of times because he's a professional guitar player, also a songwriter." And so then I was talking to him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's my friend who started the whole thing." I was like, well, cool. I'm glad to be a part of it then. Apparently, the guy was a big fan of music, and he was friends with all of these songwriters because New York is just filled with songwriters. You can't throw a stick without hitting a songwriter in New York. He was tired of it taking so long for songwriters to write songs. And so he said, all right, well, I'm starting a project. You guys will have 1 week to write a song and record it.
This sounds like one of the shows they should televise and put on TV.
Right? It could be a lot of fun.
I think so. I mean, you have all those singing shows and talent shows. I think that would be interesting.
It's true. Well,
I mean, you could, I don't know, I mean, would it be too invasive if someone followed you around with the camera for the week and be like, hey, take us into your process?
I would say no. I mean, yes, but no.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, they do have that one now called Songland.
Okay.
But the format is interesting. I guess they bring in songwriters, and this could not be the actual format of it at all. But from what I've gathered, on the advertisements for it. They bring in a songwriter, like a newbie, fresh songwriter, and they write a song, and there's a famous group or person that's gonna take that song that week and record it however they want to record it. And I guess they have a couple of people who bring in songs for that group, and whoever gets picked moves on to the next round, maybe. I think that's the way it works. I could be wrong, but there's just that one, though.
I know. I mean, there's like
8 singing shows.
Oh yeah.
Multiple languages, many countries.
Or they have like America's Got Talent, where you go in there and sing, but you might be up against like a juggler or something.
Yes. And how do you compare juggling to singing? Well, it could be a really awful juggler or a really awful singer.
Well, I think isn't the prize? It's like I think it's like $1 million, but don't you get like some kind of contract for like a Vegas show or something?
Yeah, for America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
It's a Vegas show, which I mean that's not too shabby.
No.
I'd take a Vegas residency, absolutely.
You heard her, Vegas.
I don't know if I'm enough Lady Gaga or Britney Spears to really take that one on. I feel like I need to be a little bit glitzier for Vegas.
Just a bedazzled dress or something.
I mean, that's a good possibility. I have a lot of dresses. I can buy some rhinestones.
She could do characters. She could do Disney princesses. She could do superheroes. Come on.
I am a Renaissance woman.
That's right. I mean, that screamed Vegas to me. I mean, you could do characters. One woman show.
For real. Yeah, that would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. I would love it.
All right. I will let you go because I swear I've made you cry.
No, surely not.
No, I know.
Not this evening.
All right. Before we go, again, promote everything you talked about here.
So we've got the Kickstarter that is open until 11:59 on December 30th. So donate if you can, but if you can't donate, please share it with everyone and their mom. Also their mom. Seriously. Everyone and everyone's mother. Share with everyone so that everyone can take a listen, and if they're inspired, they can donate. But please share, and then share again. And maybe then again.
Yes. Give this young lady a Christmas present.
Please.
Donate. And if you can't donate, click that link over and over.
Yes. Click the link. Watch the video.
Yes. And the princessing.
And the princessing. Fairy Tale Princess visits in Pittsburgh. We don't really travel outside of Pittsburgh. So if you're in Pittsburgh, need a princess, call Fairy Tale Princess Visits. PittsburghPrincess.com.
All right. I was going to say, share all the links to all this. I'll put it in the show notes. All right.
Yes, I will.
All right. Thank you, Perry Adams.
Thank you.
And we'll jump off here. And like I said, everyone else will get to hear the new single, My Name.
Yay.
That we talked about. But yes, thank you once again for your time.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun.
Hey everyone, Phil here again. Just a quick note. After the interview, Perry told me that the song you're about to hear isn't even the final finished version of the song. So just, she wanted you to hear something of what you would get if you contribute to the Kickstarter. So once again, you get to hear an early version of the product that Perry's putting out. If you want to get the final version, again, contribute to the Kickstarter. You'll get the album, and you get to see what changes she made, and once again, get a little look into the insights of a singer-songwriter. So, All right, that's enough out of me. Without further ado, Miss Perry Adams and her single, My Name.